Good afternoon, everybody. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, Wednesday, July 15th, 2020 at 2 p.m. Stephanie, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Kruston,
I'm here.
Comptroller Green,
Here.
President Reed.
Here.
All present.
Great, thank you. Items presented for the first time, 21.002. Request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of contracts and leases for various city departments as listed on Exhibit A. 21.003. Request from the Comptroller's Office for approval of transfers between projects for capital improvement funds listed on Exhibit B. 21.004. Request from the Mayor's Office for approval to pay an invoice in the amount of $39,911.75 to East West Gateway Council of Governments for the 2020 calendar year contribution from Fund 1010, Department 190, account 5648000. And number 4, 21.005. Request from the Director of Health for approval to add 15 public health program representatives, COVID-19 investigators as term positions to the communicable disease section of the Department of Health's table of organization. Are we frozen?
No, no, you're not frozen.
Okay.
You done? You ready for a motion?
I am ready for a motion. Thank you.
I move that we adopt the items as listed on the agenda.
Second.
There's approval and a second to adopt items 1 through 4. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to add some discussion, Madam Mayor. I wanted to just point out on item number 1 that we are adding 2 contracts for the cure violence that will be supporting 2 neighborhoods to fight this violence and the violent crime that we have in our neighborhoods. That would be the neighborhoods of Walnut Park and Dutchtown. So I just wanted to make that point today.
Yes, that's great. Thank you, Madam Comptroller. I was going to make a similar point. The selection committee met and agreed that Employment Connection should be the provider of the cure violence model in the Dutchtown neighborhood, and that the Urban League should be the provider of the cure violence model in the Walnut Park neighborhood. So yeah, I'm happy, and it looks like that will be they'll be getting kicked off there by around the 1st of August. Is there any other discussion on any of the other items? Okay, hearing no more discussion, all in favor of passing items 1 through 4 on this E&A agenda, please say aye.
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 Okay, it sounds like that's unanimous. All 4 items pass. Now, additional items the board may wish to discuss. I have one additional item that I'd just like to bring up, and I hope we have a resolution for this. The Mayor's Office had sent over to the Secretary for E&A a request for a contract to get new radios for the fire department. And I am hopeful that, you know, it did not make it onto the agenda. I guess that was not okay with the Secretary of the Board of E&A to put this item on the agenda. So I'm certainly hopeful that there'll be a way of making sure that we can get new radios for the fire department. These are new Motorola radios, and their radios now are about 10 years old. We just this past year got new radios for the police department, But the fire department actually has a bit of a special radio, a radio that they can hear on when the radio drowns out the other ambient noise, because being at a fire is a very noisy situation, a lot of equipment, a lot of fire trucks running and that sort of thing, so that they can hear well. So I hope that even though it was refused to be placed on this agenda, I hope that we're going to be able to figure out a way to do that.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. If I may, I want to assure you that the comptroller's office is on top of this. When we saw the item that was trying to be added to ENA, we did take it off because we recognize that as a financing. And I'll, a long story short, Madam Mayor, I'll keep this short. What was submitted was a proposal at 2.5% interest rate. And knowing the economy as it is now, we knew that that was too high of a rate. Those radios we have discussed with Jinkerson. He understands that we have a financing of a little over 1%, and we will not only handle those radios, but also the breathing apparatus that they so direly need. So any kind of financing, Madam Mayor, the comptroller handles. We were able to spot that. As a matter of fact, our deputy comptroller spotted that. Working with our deputy comptroller for finance together, they have contacted the bank along with Jinkerson, and those radios are going to be financed properly so that the fire can have them available for them in short order. So we're on top of that, and I just need you to know that it wasn't that we took it off of ENA, but we did proceed with processing it properly.
That's fine. I guess would have been happy to have that conversation with you rather than just having something that one member of ENA requested to go on the agenda and then another member didn't like it, so it was unable
Oh, no,
to be
ma'am.
placed
No,
on the
ma'am. It's
agenda.
a process. I apologize that you were unaware of the process, but I've, spoken with you on previous occasions about the comptroller being the CFO. And so we recognize this was a financing, and we work with the members of your staff. I had a lengthy conversation myself personally, along with my deputy, talking with Todd Walterman, who is a member of your staff, and I would have assumed that he would have informed you that this was not something that the comptroller was usurping, taking off, and not sharing. But as you know, we are operating together as a city. Comptroller's doing her job, mayor's doing her job. You and I, Madam Mayor, have had this conversation. So this was a finance, and we spoke to Todd, which I believe is proper, and we're moving this forward. So I guess I'll let you know once again that the comptroller does the financing, and whenever there is one, if just
Madam Comptroller,
we get the job done.
You don't have to remind me of that again, but I mean, the
Thank you.
fire department does report up through the mayor's office. And what I guess I was saying by requesting that this go on the ENA agenda is that we have found a way, and maybe you'll find a different way, which is fine. The point is the fire department needs to get new radios. And if, you didn't like the way that the offer,
Madam
and
Mayor, once
that's
again,
absolutely fine. I just want to make sure that somehow or another we're able to get these radios, and I'm hopefully we'll be able to do it sooner rather than later. That's my entire point. And if you have a better way of financing it, that's terrific.
I'm glad you understand the process, Madam Mayor. I really am glad. Are there any other add-ons? If not, I have one.
I guess that would be what I would say. Are there any other add-ons?
Yes, I have one, Madam Mayor. Thanks for asking. And I would have, you should have received it, not only today, once again, but you should have received it yesterday. And it is a add-on for a contract for the services to help support the closing of the workhouse. Yesterday, we talked about it in an effort to add an amendment to Board Bill 92, and that did not go through, which is fine. But as we are now at the regular E&A meeting where we do appropriations, I once again wanted to just bring it up, Madam Mayor, because yesterday, as we were discussing, you did mention that there might be a need for a consultant down the line. And also you mentioned the CJCC might be needed. I just want to just make a couple comments that may be concerning to some people. Number one, the PFM is the contract would be with PFM, and that's the city's financial advisor. Everybody knows this. This is not a company that's not known by us as the Board of E&A. This is the company that does our 10-year financial plan. This company has been vetted. Again, this is the financial advisors, and there are no political connections whatsoever here. So while we already have a contract with PFM, that means that if we were to need a consultant down the line, we can immediately use them once we pass the appropriation today and get started on the closure of the workhouse. Board Bill 92 might be passed out this Friday, final pass, and that means that the PFM company could start on Monday working on phase one, gathering information to provide so that by the deadlines that are outset in that board bill can all be met, and that we would have some assurances that those promises made in that board bill will come about. Secondly, I wanted to point out that the CJCC was taken out of Board Bill 92, Madam Mayor. When you mentioned that, I failed to bring that up yesterday. That's a non-starter to use for the closure of the workhouse. CJCC is a non-starter. All language referring to it was removed from that board bill, and so therefore it should not be considered for using for the closure of the workhouse if the closure of the workhouse is to be successful. So I just wanted to make those points. And as the comptroller and as the member of the board of E&A, I want to work with this process because, you know, the process of working to close the workhouse is going to take some time. And time is near, you know, there's less than 6 months, December 31. And so, you know, it's proven that when we work together, Madam Mayor, that we can get some things done. Just like those radios, I pretty much caught that as it was put on E&A and made sure that instead of trying to pay 2.5% interest, which, you know, Todd Alterman was not aware that we had a lower rate, 1% interest, and we'll get those radios and save tax dollars. So in this case, Madam Mayor and President Reed, I offer again an opportunity to work with the two of you to offer a proven company, PFM, to help us close the workhouse. And so that's my add-on. And are there any comments or questions?
No, we discussed this yesterday. I can think of a lot of things to use an additional $250,000 for, but across these next few months, you know, I think that, you know, I think that the Commissioner of Corrections is well positioned to come up with a plan and have that plan executed and deliver that plan. I don't see what value add PFM will bring for this, so I'm not supportive of this moving forward. Not to mention the fact that if the Commissioner of Corrections feels like he needs additional funding within his budget to use outside contractors, that would be more appropriate for this, for this endeavor, that the Commissioner of Corrections will have an opportunity to bring that back to us at a later date. But I have no idea how and what PFM would add to what we're attempting to do here, except for cost us an additional $250,000 for such a short term. So I'm not in favor of that at all whatsoever.
So I guess my final comment on that is, Madam Comptroller, you mentioned that PFM was the city's financial advisor, but I think actually they're your financial advisor because
That
I've
is not true,
ever
Madam
been
Mayor.
able to.
and
Let me finish, please.
Sure, but you're not correct, and I want you to know that now.
Okay. Is there any further business? I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second,
I would like you
Okay.
to,
All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
you
Meeting's
didn't want to
adjourned.
come.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, are you there?
Nope.